Recording.
Hello everyone. Glamorously late. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Shabby... Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Jess and Jess Shabby Shack Shamanista Show. The title is, of course, my last name, slightly warped, Schab, Shabby, and her last name, Shackleton, Shack, short. And
keep it humble.
Yeah, keeping it humble, that's right. And Shamanistas as well. And here's another Shamanista, Melanie Procter. Did I say her last name correct?
Yes, Melanie Procter.
And
yes.
Melanie is the lady who is behind the Phuket Cleanse, raw food retreat and exercise regime boot camp.
Yeah.
And she's been having us here for almost 2 weeks now, and we are so grateful to be here and to have this experience. And what's been really great about Melanie is also how quantum and mystical she is as well too, aside from her big, huge open heart. It's her amazing meditations that she would share and demonstrate, such as one that really got me and Jessica going was this quantum jumping.
Yeah.
So would you like to share with us about that?
Well, I'm just one of the many people out there who took the course. There's a course out there by Burt Goldman. A lot of you probably heard of it because you probably got it in your email. The company that publishes it is called Mind Valley, and they're really great at marketing ebooks, or e-courses, I should say. So if you have an e-course, you may want to consider Mind Valley. And so Mind Valley was really great at promoting Burt Goldman's book, it's a course called Quantum Jumping. And just the name is cool. Like, as soon as you get that in your inbox, you're like, what? You know, you get a lot of crap in your inbox, but somehow when they put these little catchy things, do you want to go quantum jumping? You just sort of like, I think that's really part of the magic name of the course. But anyway, the concept of quantum jumping is very much connected to the work you've been involved in, and that you interviewed Andrew Basaggio. And one of the most interesting things that came out of his work is their group scientifically proved, or I should say maybe they discovered, with a group of scientists, with a group of physicists, they discovered that there's a multiverse, and that there are many parallel realities. And I may not be using all the appropriate technical terms because I don't really know that much about it. But if you listen to Andrew Basaggio's interview, when he was going back to Lincoln actually being killed, I don't know if you remember that each time they would send a kid back, every kid would come back with basically the same story. They go in, they buy the ticket, they go up to the seats where Lincoln was. But then a kid would say one slight different thing, like the guy behind the box who they bought the ticket from would say a few different words than he said in the previous jump. And sometimes maybe they would sit in a slightly different side of the box. So what they discovered, and I think there's actually a movie that represents as well, and I can't think of the movie. If anybody remembers, please post it here on YouTube, because I'm always trying to remember this. There's a movie that shows that there are so many parallel realities, but they're all so slightly different. So right now, we're probably having a parallel reality, and maybe we're just sitting on that side of the room. And there's another parallel reality where we're sitting outside. There's another parallel reality that we're not doing this. There's another parallel reality we're doing it in a different country. There's so many versions of this reality. And then there's some very far-fetched versions that we're doing it, you're like an Oprah star and I'm on your show. So there's really far-fetched versions. And so back to the concept of quantum jumping is, now we have some scientific background that's been reported to us by Andrew Basaggio. We had a quantum physicist here that's familiar with Andrew's work, and he was here in our quantum jumping meditation, and he was explaining the physics side of it. So it wasn't so, you know, me being weird teaching quantum jumping, but we actually have a physicist who was talking about the concept of multiverse. So back to that concept, with Burt Goldman, I'll tell you a bit about Burt Goldman. He actually was once called the American monk, and he learned this tradition through yoga. And Burt Goldman decided he wanted to start painting, and he wasn't a painter. So what he did is he went into a meditation, he got himself into an alpha state, and he said, I want to visit the version of myself in which I'm a painter. And he knew nothing about painting. And it's very hard to just like go visit, you know, like it almost is proof when you go into meditation and you learn to paint, and you come back, and all of a sudden you start painting. That's a pretty dramatic change.
Yeah.
So this is what Bert did. He went and visited his painter self, and his painter self gave him lots of suggestions and ideas, and basically taught him how to paint. And so the concept is you put the intention of visiting. If you were to improve your painting skills, you would visit the painter version of yourself, and you could do it simply by visualizing the painter version of yourself. You can be receptive and just kind of get into a state of alpha and set the intention that the painter version of yourself would show up. So I tend to do it in a receptive state, but I know a lot of people do it by setting the intention. So then he did it with photography. He became a very good painter, and you can type in Bert Goldman right now and look at some of his paintings that he learned from his painters.
Is this a man that is selling this course right now?
Exactly.
So he's the example proof of what we're capable of, and this is why I like to focus and highlight on these things, exploring our infinite potential, pushing what we think impossible to make it possible. And what's also really neat is to find out that people are doing it and bringing it to the mainstream, because me and Jess, we've been doing stuff like this for a long time, just naturally. We didn't think much of it as far as on this level where you could, bring it out that way. There's a lot of times we have so many amazing thoughts, but there is no articulation for it, so it just kind of stays there in the ether of our being beforehand. So
yeah.
Continue.
Well, so Bert, probably a lot of people have been doing quantum chirping, and that's what I think is chirping. Quantum chirping. I think you do that.
That's just Bert influence coming in.
I think both of you quantum. I think I heard it last night or this morning. You guys quantum chirping. But Bert actually, probably just formalized and got it in a very organized way, a step-by-step course on how to do something people have been doing, and certainly yogis have been doing, and monks have been doing for a long time.
You do masters.
That's nice.
Yeah,
masters. The ancient wisdom coming forward, isn't it? It was prophesied long ago that all the ancient secrets used to be hidden away, and now it's like, go forth and quantum jump. If you want to quicken your mastery of certain things, you simply, collide your parallel universes.
Yeah.
Briefly, for a moment. It's not a big bang or anything, but just simply by connecting with a part of yourself that has already mastered certain things.
Yeah.
And it's almost instantaneous. Suddenly you update your current presence with this new information, and it's really fun. When we did that meditation, I quantum jumped to about 300 parts of myself just for fun, and you don't even have to pick up that trait. You can even just go and look in, and just you start to feel the expansiveness and the possibilities of yourself.
Different
and
versions.
how you can choose then your path so clearly, and what you're going to spend your time doing.
Yeah, it's a cool course. So Bert actually he taught himself photography, and you can see his photos online. He taught himself art, but this is a funny one. If you cannot sing at all, and do you think you could go visit your singer self?
Yeah.
And sing? Well, he did that, and also in his course, you can hear the recording of his sort of before and after, and he actually started singing in nightclubs. So that was pretty dramatic. Yeah. So he just kept giving himself these challenges. So that's how he starts his course, and it's very exciting because he's like this very regular guy. He's in his 80s, and he's just a very regular guy. He's not some guru or some guy with a big towel on his head. Excuse me, that's kind of a weird thing to say, but he's just a really regular guy. It seems like somebody you'd meet in the Midwest of the States or something. So that makes it very...
Someone who's unexpected, you wouldn't think they have understood all these things and are living it and applying it. Yeah, it's okay.
It's a very simple approach, and he doesn't talk in a real intellectual way. He makes the everyday average Joe feel like, oh wow, I can quantum jump too. If such a regular guy could do this, and I think he got involved in the 50s and 60s doing this. I'm sure he couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like the Matrix, where download my understanding on how to fly this particular kind of a helicopter. Whoop, there it is, kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, that's what he was doing. Exactly, just like the Matrix. Yeah.
Merging and experiencing your infinite totalities. I like to always say, everyone says it, actually, not just me. It's been said for so long that it almost sounds cliche and too simple that we overlook it, but that is all within. And accessing those talents and abilities to be able to bring it to your present moment. That's how I became a Reiki master, by meeting somebody who knew Reiki, and I said, oh, I know this, and they said, well, prove it, and I did, and they wrote me up my 1, 2, and masters on the spot, just like that. So, I mean, that's an example of quantum jumping, and you have an amazing example of it too.
Well, yeah, my story is kind of weird, and I got the course when I was really fat, and it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I'm pretty thin now, actually.
Can we show it before and after?
Yeah, well, you can look at my website, phuketgladens.com, and there's an only fat photo I had. The only fat photo I had, and there's a picture of me recently at the grocery store, and it's just pretty dramatic. But so when I was fat, for me, a far-fetched, like for Burt Goldman, a far-fetched reality was being a non-singer who would then sing in nightclubs. That's so cool. A pretty distant, that's very distant for him. For me, what was distant as a fat person, and a person who just simply couldn't lose weight, I tried everything and I couldn't lose weight, was the thought of me being a fitness instructor and somebody who was really, really like kind of cut and in shape, and also able to teach fitness classes. So I got Burt Goldman's course, and every day I would do the meditations maybe twice a day, and they're only like 10 minutes, and they're very relaxing, and I just visualized this fit version of myself that was a fitness teacher. So within 6 months of the course, I completely got myself in incredible shape, and I was suddenly certified to teach fitness courses.
Quantum jump.
And I suddenly certified to teach fitness courses, and I started teaching fitness courses. I probably started teaching fitness courses within 5 months of starting the quantum jumping program. So that's pretty dramatic, going from a very fat person. I wear such big baggy clothes so nobody could see my body. 5 months later, I'm teaching fitness classes.
You're tiny. So if Andrew Bashiago would time travels back to visit you, tell you, Melanie, let me tell you about your future. You're going to be a fitness instructor. What would you say?
I would have been really excited, but I certainly would have thought it would have taken a lot longer than 5 months, to be able to actually really teach, and not an easy fitness class, really hard. Like I do boot camp.
I concur. This is very hard. I mean, me and Jess ditch a lot of the classes and find a way to fake through some of these exercises. She's got Thai boxing, and she's got her boot camps and her gyms, and she's got Bikram yoga and saunas and TRX Zumba, which is where me and Jess like to run from.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible.
It's really great.
Very inspirational, and again, an opportunity for you guys to try it for yourself. Were you really dedicated to doing this quantum jumping and really jumping into this other reality of yourself, this version?
Yeah, I did it every day. But at the same time, actually what happened, so then you can say, well, what, nobody ever asked me, well, what in your life actually happened? I mean, did the fat just disappear and you showed up as a different fitness
That went into another dimension too. Did you leave that, did you leave that reality behind? Is that girl still existing, or did you collide it with this reality, and so now they've kind of merged and you've almost transcended that weight rather than lost it, where if you lose, it can come back, right? So,
I don't know. I mean, according to this theory, that there's a version of me that's still fat.
Okay.
So according to the theory, there'd be a version of me that's just a little fat. There's a version of me that's obese. So that's the point, is there's so many so many realities. But I think in terms of what happened, I didn't just wake up one day and start losing weight. What happened was, I did find something else. Something else came on the internet, and you can find this. This is really easy to find. I started seeing these ads on YouTube for something called Body Rock. Have you guys ever heard of Body Rock?
No.
So Body Rock is like a 15-20 minute program a day that you do in your home. You can work. It's your own little personal boot camp, and you just turn the damn video. And I say that because it's not easy. You turn the video on, and for 15 minutes you put your body through absolute hell. That's all you've got to do, because it's so intense. And it's so sculpting. It really sculpts your body. You don't just lose weight, but you really sculpt your body.
Even the Shaolin Iron Body training is also a 15-minute sequence.
Just 15 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it's so intense.
Intense. Full power.
Then Shaolin body training.
Yeah. Iron Body.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. What I really like about this quantum jumping is it's mentally liberating. Like concepts of yourself that previously are so far out. You battle to even, like, how am I going to get myself there? But if you're just playing with it in meditation and it's kind of freeing to the mind. I just remember as soon as you mentioned it, I was just like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Pop in and see yourself in all the unlimited possibilities.
Yeah.
And then choose, and then from there, it's like a big menu of yourself is there. It's like, I'll have that, and add a few more talents and free up a bit. So it's great.
So what I would like to do, and I'm putting this, these girls have no idea what I'm about to ask them, and I might be putting them on the spot, but what I'd like to do, because a lot of people out there are going to be like, wow, I want to do that. So I thought maybe tonight or tomorrow night or while you're here, let's go up into our little meditation room with the candles. Let's put the same music on because we use some really wonderful binaural beats, and let's just invite anybody out there. We can even do it live, where people can join. We can broadcast on Skype, and people can
or just record it too here like this.
Yeah, we can just record it, and then you can do it at home with us. So we'll just put on the music. And we're just going to do it.
Jumping.
Yeah, and we'll just play the music for. I'll give you a little exercise. Say, okay, we're going to all quantum jump. We're going to put on the music, and for the next 10 minutes, this is the exercise I want you to do.
With beautiful alpha beats.
With the alpha beats, and we'll leave the camera rolling while we're all meditating, because I'm a bit of a user when it comes to meditation. Like, I love to meditate when all my guests are here because we all have so much more of an intense experience.
Yeah, like if you're in the presence of other people quantum jumping, it's kind of works.
It just intensifies it.
Yeah.
And so if we're all doing it and you tune in at home later, yeah, it might be boring if you try to watch us, but what we want you to do is follow that, do the exercise, join in with the music, and hopefully you'll be able to pick it up on our focused energy as we're doing it when you do it at home.
We'll be beaming right back out.
You might benefit. I don't know. It's an experiment. So what we do is
cool.
see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an experiment, and then what we'd love for you to do is on the bottom of the YouTube video. Of course, a lot of you guys might write, "This is the most boring thing I've ever seen." You guys meditating.
Lying back.
and some of you might write that, and that's fine.
They also might write on the flip side, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." Awesome concept. How liberating. I gotta try this. Thank you for doing this. Now my life is totally different.
Well, we want to hear your experience. So what we'd like you to do is, if you've done the meditation with us, then write on there and say, oh, this was the experience I had.
Mass quantum jumping.
Yeah, we'll do mass quantum, and whether it worked or didn't work, you can just write your experience, and you can ask questions, and we'll try to answer them. So this is sort of a group quantum jump that we're trying to facilitate.
I find collectively quantum jumping our reality of the dark age, dark window of time, whatever.
The golden age.
The golden age. That's
right. Yeah. You see, we may as well update ourselves on mental techniques so we can operate in this dimension.
Yeah.
And for me, quantum jumping or quantum diving, it gets quite in depth, but it's just a very playful and very powerful way to allow your mind to experience different possibilities, and then from a liberated point of view, choose, as opposed to just being rushed along by this thing people call life. Choosing and creating your reality, and so mass quantum jumping sounds amazing.
Really cool. But that's something I'd rather do with my time than go to a bar, drink, or party, or anything like that. But play around with this stuff. How can you not? You know, to know the kind of reality we can have, the world we can have. I mean, if we're infinite potential, which we are, then the way we're living right now is such an insult compared to how we can be living. We owe it to ourselves to explore that infinite potential. That's almost my slogan now, because it's so true. It just, that saying just ripples through my being. I mean, when I did this exercise with Melanie, I went to myself that was fully realized, and I tried to bring the planet along with me collectively as well, and played around with the concepts of quantum jumping, a version of ourselves as an animal, or future versions of ourselves, or versions of ourselves as a man in another country, because essentially this is the oneness factor too. I mean, this life is about, you know, God playing peekaboo and hide and seek with itself, discovering what it means to be all these different aspects of self, to humble and learn through other people's perspectives, and compassion, to be that conscious creator, co-creator in the universe. Yeah, this is so amazing, Melanie, that you're into these kind of things as well.
Well, yeah, that's how I probably found you, because I was into those kind of things, and the people who were also into those kind of things sent me your video. So I think there's a reason we're all kind of
quantum jumping now and then. But the interesting thing is, from this little video, we've suddenly proposed to the world, like, hey, how about a mass quantum jump?
Yeah, a mass quantum jump.
I think that sounds nice. I was just picking up the wind and the energy fields from nature. Also, like saying, yeah.
Rather than petitions and meditation,
no,
the
just
problems of
quantum
the day,
jump.
cannot be solved by the old thinking of yesterday, right? So just keeping that in mind and understanding also just how advanced we were. You know, the past is the future, and the future is the past. Now
it's kind of looping back. And
yeah.
Isn't today like the first day of the golden age?
That's right.
So according
Our
to my
physicist that was here, Mr.
So
E is what I like to call him.
Yeah,
Mr. E.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, because he wants to be anonymous. That's why I'll call him Mr. E. He was telling us that the
Mr. E.
Mayan calendar officially started yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And so if you guys have noticed what is today, who knows the day today?
I don't know.
No, we never know.
It will show up on here when we upload it, so you'll see it. But anyway, this is officially the day, the first day of the Golden Age. We're celebrating, and so it's the end of the Mayan calendar. We've done it, guys. We've done a lot of the transcending, and now we've out with the old, in with the new to construct the new paradigm. Yes.
Yeah, I have one thing I'm going to do with you guys. So I'm going to do a bit of a quantum jump experiment. So I have something I'm actually quantum jumping on these days. I'm done with the whole fat thing. My fat's gone and I'm in shape. I'm happy with that. So I've got a new project I'm working on. And it's just as far-fetched.
I love it.
So far-fetched. I mean, it's ridiculously far-fetched.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to put it in an envelope, what it is, and seal it. And then maybe in 1 year we can open it up and see if I ever quantum jump to that reality.
We meet you back in Thailand with our little time capsule. Let's go take it out.
Yeah, we'll open up in 1 year. And if I fail, then I'll also analyze and say what I think I may have done wrong. And I'll be honest, this thing is so far out, I'm a little worried that my fears and my questions and my doubts of myself are going to overpower the situation.
To yourself when you were successful with it.
Yeah.
We always read each other's minds.
This is like quantum jump to the right place.
Yeah.
Because you're quantum jumping, you know, that would actually eliminate the problem of arriving where you didn't want to, surely.
Well, I don't know. See, I mean, I'm not I've only had one real success story with quantum jumping, so this is my second project.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't, know if my fears and doubts are going to and I don't know.
Well, this quantum jump to the place that doesn't have fear and doubt influencing the outcome.
Well, okay,
so you're doing a double quantum jump, you're going to harness attributes from parts of yourself that...
Oh, I see. So not only to that person who's already achieved that, but the person who's super confident.
So instead of using your fearing part to say, oh, never mind, let's with that part of me. Oh, come here. Okay, apply that and that, and it should arrive at the result, because we're basically masters of creation, and we've reached the point of embodiment, so we're really like 3/4 of the way there.
Okay.
We've really conceptualized what you have is written on your thing.
And do you two have a particular project you want to take on? Because you guys are kind of out there, okay? I'll be real honest with you, okay? But
really? Who told you?
So even though you're kind of out there, you may have some grounded projects that something you'd like to achieve. Of course, you're doing one now by traveling around the world. Will there be anything that you guys would like to put in your own envelopes that we could look at?
It would be nice to quantum jump people out of poverty.
Okay,
that's
suffering.
I think that's great. I've got the whole of Africa under my wing because I was born there and grown up and exposed to massive eugenics and all this nonsense. Let's just quantum jump Africa. It's literally the Garden of Eden.
Why just Africa? Why not the world? Why not the universe where there is suppression happening there and whatever parallel?
I mean, you really have opened the bag of cookies now, haven't you?
Right.
It's basically the whole thing's going to be quantum jumped.
Okay, so you're going to work on...
Suffering is so unnecessary. Suffering is so unnecessary, particularly what we know about health right now.
Yeah.
Right? And what we know about nutrition right now.
Yeah.
The backwards concepts that we have with eugenics and all these chemicals that we're playing around with. It's
quantum jump beyond it. Like it's almost for me, I like the word the quickening.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I like to quicken processes. It's like it's inevitably going to get there, but why not? Let's do it now. We have the skills. We have millions of talented quantum jumpers. We have paradise under us. It's just a matter of picking up a lot of litter, not quantuming past producing endless amounts of rubbish. Like, we can sort it out.
So if you're watching this video, you have a little time to get ready for your little personal project that you might want to write down and put in your own envelope and open in a year. Or you can tell us. You can tell us what it is that you're going to work on. And so this is a group project, and I really like the fact that yours is not, I'll be honest, mine's a very personal achievement I want to make. So you kind of woke me up that I need to, you know, I think I'll quantum jump, not that just I achieve my personal goal, but that all the people out there that
we are
have
part of
big
each
goals.
other. We're living through each other, and and that's nice for people to know. It might, if you haven't conceptualized that, it might seem way out. No, I'm just me. But when you start to look deeper, and there is very little that separates us. Like, we're living through each other. We are the multiple experience in action, and we're experiencing the individual, and it kind of blends in. I mean, the edges melt together when you actually look at reality with your third eye. You're like, wow, it's all one.
And that's why quantum jumping even works to begin with. I always look at it that, you know, my success is the world's success, and the world's success is my success. Because being very sensitive, I feel everybody's pain as if it were my own. I can't tell the difference. For a lot of the time when I was younger, I had no idea. And I suspect that's the case for a lot of people who are depressed out there, or dealing with a lot of things internally. It really is them processing or taking on things for Mother Earth, because it's, you know, she has so much to carry, and we're kind of subconsciously volunteering to take a little piece of that weight, kind of a thing. Yeah, that's right. So when you're aware of that, then you can transcend. You don't. It doesn't have to be so painful and difficult and stagnant.
And and then from that point, transmuting energy is very simple. Often people are like, oh, we have to take it and replace it, but even in healing, I like to take what is there and just raise its vibration, because energy is energy, really. This is an illusion anyway, so kind of make it easier for yourself. Stop complicating things. It's nice to make it easy, and then, because we're just having a sort of a mental journey, allowing it to be easy. That's why I like quantum jumping, because it's so simple. From 1 second of not being able to conceptualize yourself being capable of doing perhaps a goal you have, in that second, the moment you connect with a part of yourself who's already achieved that, then all of a sudden it's just like,
it does give you confidence. So I have a little challenge. Jessica sent, I was going to ask you to send this video to Bert Goldman and see if maybe he'll let you interview him.
Absolutely. I'd love to interview Bert if you will have me.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to interview him, and he'll probably have lots of stories to tell you.
Did you meet him? Did you
no, I just bought the course, but you know, I'm a nobody, and so I probably wouldn't be able to get him to let me interview him. But I think if you write to him, you say, ask him for an interview, he'd be happy to be interviewed by you.
Okay.
So that's gonna be fun. Yeah.
And hey, Phuket Cleanse.
We have Phuket Cleanse is the retreat.
We literally are here right now. We're right here in the living room.
The most trippy background that somehow the spirits get so excited when we make videos. Right here, for some reason, it turns fluorescent, or like it's been lit by black light, which is very interesting. You notice from the last videos, the sun goes down, it's going to turn like fluorescent blue or something somehow. I don't know how that power
big spacecraft hovering up there.
Probably getting all excited. It's great.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's almost time for me to quantum jump in the kitchen, because it's almost dinner time here. So anyway, the next time we'll all be together, all of us, is during our quantum jump meditation.
We can also all quantum jump to Melanie's Phuket Cleanse to try her amazing raw food. Unlike anything I've ever tried before. I have videos of some of her recipes, her website. We're going to make sure it has some recipes and some of the pictures. You have to see it to believe it, and it's really something else. And again, Kapun is thank you in Thai. Yes.
Yeah, and you can add me as a friend on Facebook, because I post recipes and photos of the food all the time. So. And workouts. I post workouts all the time. These amazing workouts that will just really get you in incredible shape. I haven't even put you guys through these kind of workouts.
No, you haven't.
I've been getting you ready for those.
But Vivian is a great example. You know, so we're going to do an interview with Vivian as well to hear her story.
Oh, yeah.
She's working it hard. She hasn't cheated once on anything. So, I mean, she's been going to every single aerobics. And when I say Thai boxing, there's actually 2 classes a day of Thai boxing. So just imagine that. And in Thai boxing, they make you do 100 sit-ups, per class. Okay, so
That's
just
nothing.
imagine that. That's nothing Melanie says. Shows how fit we are. Actually, we just look fit, but
Yeah, they look really fit.
we have our own way
Right.
of staying, you know, of our exercises like tree climbing and stuff like that, a bit more Amazonia, as you'll notice in her, when I film her, she's like monkeying everywhere. It's amazing.
She's half gazelle.
All right, Melanie, thank you again.
Okay, bye.
All right,
See you
take
guys.
care. Bye. This is really, really